And meanwhile, Dave, I know we have a ladder, but I didn't know where it was. And I think it was somewhere in the garage, and I don't even know if it was big enough, but I was like calling him. He was at class, and it turned into this whole fiasco where like the whole complex ended up getting in on it and stuff. And while I was waiting for people to get a ladder, I went down to the front door of their house and pretended to like be trying to open the door, like to come inside. I couldn't get in though because it was locked. And their dog would run downstairs to check the door, thinking, "Oh boy, they're home." And I was like, "Yes, yes, 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 yes. You have to stay down here, little doggy." But it wouldn't last very long. Eventually, the dog started to catch on to my trickery, and wasn't coming down to check the door anymore. Well, eventually, my neighbor, her son was visiting. He actually, I've mentioned in some other, like on my Tumblr and stuff, he comes over now a lot and we hang out together. He's like 12. He is a child. But he was small enough that he could, like, he was boosted by one of our other neighbors up. We never did get a ladder. Nobody could find one. And we boosted him up there, and he managed to, get into the house and shut the window. And then we left a note on their door, and we were like, "We are so sorry, but your dog ate its way through the screen." Like a little mole who was trying to get back to you. I felt so bad. I couldn't believe that it. I mean, I knew the dog was a little, like, anxious. Well, a little bit more than a little, I guess, because it chewed its way through a screen. But I knew that the dog would cry when they were gone, or, like, if they even just left the house for a little while. But I didn't think it would do something like that, you know? But that's my funny dog eating its way through the screen outside. Well, the other thing was funny is I had my dog, Shiloh, outside with me. And Shiloh was like looking up at the other dog because she knows her. She knows that little doggy. They sniff each other. She was looking up at that other dog. She was crying. She was like, "Don't do it. You're my only friend. My only doggy friend." Oh my gosh. If you can hear somebody gagging in the background, that's one of my neighbors. I guess I should leave some light in here. So, for those of you who, I think I showed a shading tutorial. It's, if you go on my tutorial playlist, it'll be there. But same basic deal. I make a copy of my flats layer and I select everything as black and make it my dark color, and then I select everything else and make that my light color. And then I just go through and kind of do this cell shading style. I used to do a lot more soft shading, and some people really like that, but I sort of have reserved that for like special art or like really dramatic scenes in the comic, just because it does take a while to make it look good. And I would rather have the time to do it right than to like rush through it and have it look poopy. So, yep. So these days I prefer a good old cell shading. I actually really like cell shading. And I think well, I know I like the way I do it, and I think it's an okay way to do it. It's not exactly how other people do their cell shading, but it's my way. I like it. It's good enough for me. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. So this character here, he's getting kind of, I wouldn't say evil, but maybe a teens unhinged. I really hate when people use the word crazy. They're just, oh, he's crazy. You know, I don't like that because I feel like it kind of oversimplifies his character development. But he's definitely going downhill a little bit, and he's becoming more amalgamized. Is that the word I'm looking for? Homogenized. He's becoming more part of this group, this kind of like evil group in the comic, and they all cover their eyes in different ways, and it's just symbolic of them like having seen too much and they're all evil or whatever. But he's starting to become like more a part of that group, and part of like he's starting to accept like their sort of ideations and evilness and whatever. But this other character here with the I don't know if I'm gonna do that. I don't like the way it looks much, but kind of looks like he's wearing lipstick. I'll have to see what it looks like when I turn on the shading here. But the other character, this girl, she's starting to kind of fall out of that. Like she's starting to not want to be such a big part of this anymore. And so I'm slowly showing her eyes a lot more. It's kind of interesting because, you know, showing the eyes is such a big part of a character. You know, you can tell like so much about like kind of what they're thinking and when where they're coming from when you can see their eyes. But as soon as their eyes are, you know, covered up, it's like, oh, they're suspicious. You know, if you ever watch Judge Judy, she always says, you know, like if they have their hair in their face or whatever, she makes them pin it back so that she can see their eyes when they talk to her. You know, because it's an important part of like, you know, eye contact. It's an important part of how you read people and kind of know what they're thinking. I have a really hard time making eye contact because of my anxiety. I have a super hard time looking at people, and I don't even know that I'm doing it. I tend to like stare at things behind people or like walls or posters or whatever. But I'm not really looking at those objects, you know, I'm just sort of thinking about whatever the other person is saying. But I always know when I do it later because then I can't really remember anything about what they looked like. I don't know what kind of clothes they were wearing, and I'm usually pretty good about like remembering those sorts of details, you know, like if they had like a funny shirt on or something like that. I guess I shouldn't say that I make bad eye contact. I make poor like any contact. Like I don't look at anything about them. Like I completely look away. But it's funny because I use a service dog for anxiety, and a lot of people think because I'm not making direct eye contact that I'm blind, you know, with the service dog and everything, and I feel silly. It's embarrassing. I also don't want people to think I'm like faking. Needing a service dog. That would be horrible. I guess though at the end of the day I don't really care what people think about me so long as I feel good. Okay. I sound really crass. I don't care what you think. I'm happy. Like go out and hit somebody with your car because it makes you feel good. And they're like, please move your car off my body. It hurts so bad. No. I don't care what you think or feel. I feel good about smashing you with my car. Okay, I don't mean it like that, obviously. I love when I can do that. When I can go click, click, click and fill it all in. Looks good. Feels good. Yeah, it's strange to be seeing this character's face so much. I never really intended to write her as such a big character. She was always just gonna kind of be part of the Majestic Rabble. That's the name of that group, Majestic 12. So I was planning to just have her kind of be like, you know, a background sort of character or whatever, but she sort of stuck out to me. I ended up drawing her a lot more than the other characters and stuff, even before I started putting her in the comics. So pretty early on, I decided like to make her stick out a lot more. Oops. She's my cutie patootie. I feel so bad for her in this part. She's not having a very good day. Riptoids are just going after her left and right. There we go. And so before I finish the shading, I'll come in with a secondary color to sort of, that's this sort of lighter teal color there. And I'll sort of backlight everything a little bit just to make sure it's all hunky-dory and looking cute and pretty and perfect. I'm also like this character here, like trying to make his hair look a little more scraggly, so I've given him these two little extra badonks out front. I almost forgot to shade his hair. Okay. There we go. Him and his O face. Alright, panel 1. Done. So now, let me back up a little bit. I'm actually going to, let's do this. Let's make a palette. And we'll name this Pal. And I'm just thinking if I needed to see anything else there. I don't think I do though. Okay. And I'm going to stop the recording and start it again because it's been going for over an hour now and my poor computer is probably like, please, I need a break. So I'm going to stop it here and start it again in a sec. Bye.
Hey guys, I'm back from a little break here, and I was kind of reviewing the footage, and I think the shading part of this is going to be a little tedious, so I'm actually gonna finish all the shading, and including like the backlighting and everything, and I'm just gonna speed up the footage here. So here we go. Alright, that is it. So I just finished all the shading and put in some little shines and details, and I put in these little red boxes here to kind of draw your eye over from 8 here to 8's flashback, and I sort of faded out his wings a little bit, and yeah, that's about it. So I'm gonna put this page up now, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!